I wrote a piece last night that I sent out to our subscribers, which is why you should subscribe. And it was called "The Wave Was a Lie." And I don't want to sit here because I think that there are a couple of other things to look at. And we're also going to look at the student loan forgiveness, all that other stuff, what's happening in Georgia. But I got into a little bit of, I really think that the polls weren't wrong. And I'm trying to figure out who was telling people. Now, I thought that there might be a lot of momentum for sure coming into this. Because when you measure voter sentiment, particularly on job approval, etc., that was very telling. When you looked at the number of women that were leaning towards the GOP, I mean, that is incredibly important. I mentioned yesterday all of the building upon the Hispanic vote, the Black American vote, the Asian American vote, whatever vote, because people like that. They like the appeal of a big tent, and because I think it's easy to sell people on being able to keep more of their own money. But I'll say this polling. I don't know where people are getting the idea that it was ridiculously wrong. It wasn't. Every single survey that I've shared with you on the Senate. I said, what did I say about Pennsylvania? I didn't think Oz was going to take Pennsylvania at all. I said that Masters, I'd be shocked if Masters had taken Arizona. The only one that I actually thought may pull it out was Adam Laxalt of Nevada. That was it. And I tell you what, had Steve Bannon, Sloppy Steve, who called Donald Trump Jr. a traitor and led a journalist around to get dirt on Trump in the White House, had Sloppy Steve Bannon gotten his way, Mr. War Room, you would have had Greetings in Missouri, and you would have lost that damn Senate seat. I've never met anyone so politically stupid and strategically dumb in my entire life and rides the coattails of everyone else, and people just fall for it. It's amazing. But I can say this having known the guy for over a decade. You would have had another seat. I did not think at all that Pennsylvania, there was not a single survey that showed that was going to happen. Not a single survey in Arizona that showed Masters was going to take Mark Kelly. My gosh, Mark Kelly led him the entire time. Now, in Nevada, at least, there were a couple of polls that showed Laxalt pulling very ever so slightly ahead. So I thought maybe there's a chance there that that might be something he can take. Georgia, I'm not even going to tell you what's going to happen in Georgia because I don't know. Nobody does. It's weird. It all goes back to Georgia again. Georgia had really high turnout this last election. This was a huge difference from the special election that they had where Democrats, it was like 2-1. Democrats just suffocated Republican turnout because Republicans got convinced to stay home. They didn't need Democrats swapping out their ballots. They just got told to stay home and they did it. They believed it and bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. Hopefully, noting the previous turnout, it's not going to happen that way. I don't think it will, but I think it comes down to how Walker's going to campaign. What do we got, 21, 22 days out? Yeah, so I think it comes down to how Walker campaigns. People got to remember the individual's the vessel. This would give Democrats 51 in the Senate. Now, it's not, that's just enough. That is just enough to manage some stuff. Just enough. And that's all they need. So at the best, you got to maintain the status quo. It's got to be 50-50. So that's what people need to think when they go into the Walker thing. But I'll be damned if I have to sit here and deal with a stupid Republican infighting. I'm going to pull my hair out and the hair out of every Republican leader. I am so done with it. They're having their stupid slap fight today over House Speaker. Who gives a rat's ass about House Speaker right now? I know I don't. I don't care about RNC chair or anything else. You can have a McRomney Daniel go up there. I don't care. What people want to know is, what are you going to do about voter integrity? What are you going to do about inflation? What are you going to do about the economy? What are you going to do about taxes? What are you going to do about all of these things that we're dealing with? Quit navel gazing, because I have heard more about their power jockeying than I have about solutions to these issues in the past week and a half. And I think, judging from the comments, judging from the emails, and judging from the discussion on social media, you're right there with me.